This is Cronkite News.
An unpublished coronavirus task force report is putting some states in the red zone, including Arizona.
It's a lot less invasive than putting an nasopharyngeal swab to the back of the throat.
Plus, details on how and when you can get a free saliva test here in the Valley. And we'll show you the creative way the Pinnacle High School coaching staff is ensuring players get noticed by recruiters amidst the pandemic.
Cronkite News starts now.
Welcome to this Cronkite News Update. I'm MISHA Jones. An unpublished document prepared for the White House Coronavirus Task Force was released this morning. It recommends 18 states, including Arizona, that are in the coronavirus red zone that should roll back reopening measures amid surging cases. Other states in the red zone include Alabama, Arkansas, California, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Idaho, Kansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, Nevada, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, and Utah. The report also outlines measures counties in the red zone should take, such as wearing a mask at all times outside the home and maintaining physical distance. Meanwhile, President Trump remains focused on keeping the states open and getting students back in classrooms this year, but many states are seeing a surge in hospitalizations after restrictions eased. Yesterday, the United States saw more than 75,000 new confirmed coronavirus cases, according to Johns Hopkins University. That sets another single-day record for the country. And Friday, Arizona health officials reported more than 3,900 new coronavirus cases and 91 more deaths. As the pandemic keeps spreading, it leaves some states like Arizona short on hospital beds.
We thought we might have reached a plateau, and now we're climbing a very steep mountain at a rate which is frightening to all of us.
Some states have halted their reopening plans, and more than half have issued statewide mask requirements. Because of the bed and staffing shortages, some people who've tested positive for COVID-19 in Arizona are being transferred to hospitals in New Mexico. Under a federal law, hospitals are required to accept patients from neighboring states if beds are available. But the New Mexico governor says the transfer of out-of-state patients poses challenges as some hospitals in the state are at or nearing capacity levels. It's unclear exactly how many Arizona patients have been transferred so far. Right now, 3 research clinics in the Valley and 1 in Tucson are gearing up to take part in the final testing phase for the coronavirus vaccine. The vaccine, proving to be effective, will be tested in 87 clinics nationwide, including the Hopes Research Institute in Chandler, North Phoenix, and Arcadia, and Quality of Life Medical and Research Center in Tucson. The study will have around 30,000 participants from across the nation. The participants must be at least 18 years old with a high risk of contracting the virus. They'll either be given the vaccine or a placebo. The final testing phase is supposed to begin on July 27th. The Arizona Department of Health Services and ASU are continuing free COVID-19 saliva sample testing. Cronkite News reporter Maddessen Atkinson learned about the testing process.
The first saliva testing was developed by the ASU Biodesign Institute and could check as many as 100,000 Arizonans.
We announced late last week a partnership with the state of Arizona. We are now running our saliva test for the public. And for people who don't have insurance, we are doing it for free.
The saliva testing was developed by the ASU Biodesign Institute. Right now, the tests are being done twice a week at Auction Pavilion, according to the Department of Health Services. The tests are appointment only, and people are required to register online. The individual getting tested will be handed a tube and a straw, similar to this one. The person will spit down the drinking straw until they collect about half a teaspoon of liquid.
We'll inspect the tube to make sure it's really saliva. That's key. And we'll scan the barcode on the tube and scan the barcode on the person's phone to link the tube to the person.
Test results can be back in less than 48 hours.
Particularly fond of collecting saliva. It's a lot less invasive than putting a nasopharyngeal swab to the back of the throat. But from my perspective, the most important thing here is that it doesn't require medical personnel to collect the sample.
Volunteers are able to take the saliva test samples, which reduces the use of PPEs by those performing the test. Maddessen Atkinson, Cronkite News.
Dr. LeBaire said 13 to 14% of asymptomatic people taking the test are coming back with positive COVID-19 results. Tombstone bills itself as the town too tough to die, but the tourist attraction is also among the cities in Arizona where wearing a mask amid the pandemic is optional. Despite statewide pressure for a mask mandate, Governor Ducey has yet to implement a formal requirement. This leaves towns like Tombstone to make up their own minds. While questions exist as to whether this decision could have serious consequences, the mayor of Tombstone believes it's not his responsibility to mandate face coverings.
I don't think my responsibility or my actions is going to get anybody killed. If people are not responsible enough to take care of themselves and the people around them, I can't change that.
While it's easy to find people in Arizona who don't want to wear masks as the pandemic gets worse here, the question is, will that decision have real consequences? With the end of the pandemic still unknown, the US, Canada, and Mexico have agreed to keep their shared borders closed to non-essential traffic until at least late August. Right now, the closure restricts crossing to commercial traffic, people returning to their home country, and other travel deemed essential. Additionally, it prohibits travel for tourism or shopping. The border restrictions are intended to maintain commercial cargo traffic that's vital to the economies of all three countries. Phoenix Rising FC are traveling this week for their first road games of the season, playing 2 games in California against Orange County FC. It's a trip that, like so many things, is made far more complicated by the coronavirus. Travel arrangements are usually made well in advance of a game, but in the midst of a pandemic, teams need to be flexible. For example, earlier this week, just 2 days before the Rising were set to travel to Orange County, California Governor Gavin Newsom shut down many businesses once again, including indoor dining at restaurants.
So food is a big issue right now, and I think we'll be doing a lot of takeout. And then as far as travel, we're very fortunate. Our bus company has been super helpful. We're actually taking 2 buses. We've been able to take out every other row on the bus. So each player is getting, like, I would say 12 to 15 feet to himself.
The Rising tied in their first road game Thursday. They play Orange County FC again on Saturday, July 25th. COVID-19 has brought plenty of difficulties on the recruiting front for kids that aren't standout 5-star recruits, but high schools are starting to get involved on social media. Cronkite News reporter Jackson LAUTARET dives into a virtual showcase happening in Arizona.
Opportunities for players to showcase their skills are canceled. Recruiting's at a standstill, and hopeful prospects are looking to make a name for themselves. Thanks to Twitter and a phone in the palm of their hand, they may actually be able to get noticed.
Coaches approached me with the idea of this virtual showcase, which, again, is it ideal? No, but it's the best we can do. You know, we as football coaches and players, and the game teaches us to adapt. This is a situation you have to adapt.
And that is what Dana ZUPKE and the rest of Pinnacle High School football staff started to do. Pretty quickly, they inspired other local high school football programs to get involved, taking to Twitter with the hashtag #VirtualAZFB Showcase.
I think Pinnacle was scheduled to be the first one. I saw that they were basically posting highlight films of their kids. And me and another coach on our staff thought it'd be a good idea if we did the same thing. We invited any school in the Valley to tag the Arizona Virtual Showcase. You know, head coaches reach out to me about it. And, we're more than happy to help, get all our kids looked at in the state of Arizona.
The idea began at Pinnacle when assistants approached ZUPKE after their in-person showcase, where college coaches could scout local talent, was canceled. Although not ideal, it was an opportunity. Having a couple of younger coaches that are a little more with it than, I'm 50 years old, so the whole Twitterverse is not my forte. So I'm fortunate to have a couple coaches that are adept in that and have done a really good job of, getting the information out about our kids. The showcase is just one way that players and coaches have tried to get involved in their recruiting during COVID-19. The virus has made things far quieter than usual on the recruiting front for kids that aren't standout 5-star players. With that being said, athletes are forced to get crafty.
For myself, it's pretty easy because I'm a quarterback, so I can just film myself throwing different routes. And depending on what school it is, I'll adjust the routes I throw for them. Just kind of what their offense runs. And it's an easier way to show off my skills to some of those coaches. The virtual showcase has stretched far beyond just the Valley. It has made its way 2 hours down south to Tucson as well.
SABINO, we just kind of jumped in and started putting our guys on Twitter just so other people can look at it. I'm constantly emailing coaches those highlight films anyway, but it's just another way to participate on Twitter. And if it gets 1 or 2 more views. That's what we're trying to do for our kids.
Whenever high school football returns, there will be a lot of ground to make up. But with a virtual showcase, players may not be too far behind.
I just got to give props to my guys out there. You know, I'm blessed with some assistant coaches that are, because it's not my strong suit.
It usually takes a village to get recruits in front of eyes, but a hashtag, some ingenuity, and help from his assistant coaches, ZUPKE's Pinnacle players, and others across Arizona are looking to change that narrative. Jackson LAUTARET, Cronkite News.
Finally tonight, Cardinals QB Kyler Murray says he feels disrespected by his Madden ranking. Murray was ranked 77 overall in Madden 21 NFL. The young QB was drafted first overall in the 2019 draft. He was named the 2019 AP NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year, totaling 20 touchdowns and over 3,500 yards last season. He's ready to prove his rating wrong. Murray said the pandemic posed some training difficulties, but allowed him to focus on learning from last season's mistakes. He's spending time in the film room to boost his football IQ.
It's amazing to, just watching film and seeing things that I didn't see then, or, that I knew, but I just didn't see it just because, obviously getting acclimated to the NFL, the league, everybody's better. But even in meetings, seeing stuff and it'd be like, before coach even says anything, I already know, I should have did this or I see that now. It just, the more you play, the more things click. And I think that's, that's starting to happen.
Murray says he can't wait to get on the field with the team and bring a Super Bowl win back to Arizona. That's it for this edition of Cronkite News. For Arizona news updates throughout the day, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and find us online at cronkitenews.azpbs.org.